I'm standing in a grotto that's almost 3,000 years old in the small town of Vizzini. Vizzini is the home of Oleana's semi-dried tomatoes. So I've spent some time today looking at the production of the tomatoes. I've been into the greenhouses, I've met a lot of the guys who actually tend to the tomatoes every single day, and of course I've eaten a lot of them as well.
Sicily is perfect climate-wise. Geographically, we are in a place that is perfect to grow tomatoes all year round. The perfect semi-dried tomato starts with the size and the colour, because you've got tomatoes that are great for salad, and then you've got tomatoes that are perfect for semi-dried tomatoes. That is all fruit.
Yeah.
So at the end, you're going to have the perfect semi-dried tomatoes with the right drying conditions.
I'm going to prepare a really easy spaghetti dish using Oleana semi-dried tomatoes. One of the best things about this ingredient is I can actually use the oil in there to saute off the prawns I'm going to use for this dish. After the prawns have been sauteed off, I'm going to roughly chop some of this tomato, put it through, toss through my spaghetti with a small amount of parsley. That's it. That's all I need to do, and this dish can be done in 10 minutes. So for one portion of this, I pretty much want to take about 7 or 8 of these Oleana semi-dried tomatoes, and I don't want to sort of finely chop this at all. I really want to hold their shape and texture in there, so I'm just running the knife through really simply like that. Just going to grab a small handful of flat leaf parsley and coarsely chop it. So normally I do about 80 grams of Oleana spaghetti per person, about sort of 6 to 8 prawns depending on their size. And I should say as well with the prawns, these are the ones I got at the market this morning, and I've taken the shell off, including the head too. I want to get all my preparation done for this now because this dish is going to move really quickly. So I'm going to take a pan over a medium heat and use the oil from the tomatoes, about a tablespoon of there. So a good way to test if the oil's ready is I can just drop a tiny bit of parsley in there, and if it starts sizzling, which it is, we're ready to go. So the prawns go straight in. Just be careful when you put them in that you don't actually cause the oil to splatter back up on you. I want to cook these prawns really quickly over quite a high heat, and they won't take long to cook at all. The worst thing is to actually cook the prawns over a low heat and they release a lot of their moisture and actually end up stewing in their own juices. So as soon as these prawns start to colour up, which they are right now, I can think about putting the semi-dried tomato in there. Once I put the hot pasta into here, these prawns will continue to cook. So if you think they're ready in here, by the time they get to the table, they're actually going to be overcooked. So in commercial kitchens, I always cook them just a little bit less. So by the time they reach the table with that residual heat from the pasta, they're bang on ready to go. Okay, semi-dried tomato that's been roughly chopped, straight into here. I don't want to actually saute these off too much, just warm them through there, and those prawns are going to really start to suck up all those beautiful flavours that the tomatoes have brought to this dish. So here I have some Oleana spaghetti that's really nice and al dente, straight out of the water and into the pan. And that oil from the tomatoes there is actually going to coat all of the spaghetti and bring a lot of flavour into this dish. To finish this dish off, I'm going to put a handful of the roughly chopped flat leaf parsley into there, and we'll just give it a toss through, and that's it. It's done. Pretty much kind of 9 or 10 minutes to make this dish. So from here, it's onto the plate.